Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Yes, I cut myself shaving very badly, so sorry. Alright, so we're gonna go through a bunch of different customs and traditions of Yule. So, Yule stops the 27th, and it's perfect. Why is my microphone there? Alright, so Christmas is not Christian. We all know that. So the pagan roots of the winter holidays. So this is interesting. So, alright, so I really like this article. I really like it. Okay, so people are super sensitive when it comes to Christmas. Yes, and that's understandable. So much of the world has been taught that the holiday marks the birth of the Christian Savior Jesus Christ, but that's simply wrong. Jesus wasn't white, and he damn sure wasn't a Capricorn. So, historical evidence suggests that Jesus, the person, was born in the springtime. He was born in the springtime, if he even existed. The goddess Isis, virgin birth of Horus. That is what Christmas is actually about. So, yeah, the person who was born in the springtime, but that Christian missionaries adopted Yule celebrations in order to appear and convert pagans who were deeply spiritually attached to their own holidays. And now we get to bring them back and take them back. So, whoopsie-doops, what am I doing? Alright, so Christians of that period are quite interested in paganism. Says Philip Shaw, a researcher of early Germanic languages and Old English at Leicester University. So he says it's obviously something they think is a bad thing, but it's also something they think is worth remembering. It's what their ancestors did, so it is what our ancestors actually did. So the two most notable pagan winter holidays were Germanic Yule and the Roman Saturnalia, which is amazing. So Christian missionaries gave these holidays a makeover, and they are known to us now as just plain old Christmas. So we have Saturnalia. It was a lawless, drunken time in Rome where literally anything was okay. Alright. I like that. Okay, so this was the original purge, in which laws were suspended for a brief stretch of time. Okay, maybe I don't like that so much. But Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture, liberation, and time at parties, was celebrated at what is perhaps the most famous of the Roman festivals. So, the Saturnalia. It was a time of feasting, role reversals, free speech, gift-giving, and revelry. So, gender-bending sex, drinking, telling people off, trading gifts, and doing whatever you want. I like that. I think that's wonderful. Why am I blurry? I think that's amazing. Wow, you can really see that now. I cut myself bad. Alright, so after solstice, the darkest night of the year, the renewal of light and the coming of the new year was celebrated in the later Roman Empire. So, at the Dies Natalias of Sol Invictus, the birthday of the unconquerable sun, on December 25th, which would be Horus. Right, now we have Yule. So, this is actors reenact, a traditional Viking Yule celebration, which I think is really amazing that people actually, take the time to reenact that stuff. That's when I was teaching Ouija boot camp, and that's why I had people reenact stuff on the board, because that actually puts you in tune with that specific energy. So, we have scholars have connected the Germanic and the Scandinavian celebration of the wild hunt, the god Odin, and the pagan Anglo-Saxon. Mordnet. Yuletide was traditionally celebrated during the period from mid-November to mid-January. So we got a lot of different. Nordic countries use Yule to describe their own Christmas, with its religious rites, but also for the holiday of the season. So present-day customs such as the Yule log, Yule goat, Yule boar, Yule singing, and others stem from the original pagan Yule. So, but are used in Christmas celebrations now, especially within Europe. I like it. So as leaders were baptized and converted, they shifted their traditional celebrations covertly as not to upset the chieftains. So Yule was traditionally celebrated 3 days after midwinter, but shifted to reflect Christian dates, obviously. Alright, now we go into, modern Wiccans and other neo-pagan religions often celebrate Yule as well. In most forms of Wicca, it's celebrated at winter solstice as the rebirth of the great horned hunter god, who is viewed as the newborn solstice sun. Some celebrate with their covens, while others celebrate at home. Yeah, I don't like Wicca. I think you guys already know that. No offense. I just don't like Wicca. Alright, so now gift givers, magical gift givers. So everybody's got someone like Santa Claus. He's primarily based on St. Nicholas, a 4th century Lycian bishop from modern-day Turkey. Old Nicky wasn't a bad guy. One story says that he met a kind, impoverished man who had 3 daughters. St. Nick presented all 3 of them with dowries so that they weren't forced into a life of prostitution, as dowries were expected to pay off families to take on the daughters. So, wow, okay, now we have a Dutch word here. I don't know how to say this one. Sinterklaas? Sinterklaas is the Dutch figure, and Odin is the Norse god that Santa resembles. It wasn't just Santa or men who did the gift giving in those myths. There's also the legend of La Befana, a kind Italian woman who leaves treats for children on the good list, and the Germanic Frau Holly, who treats women during solstice. I like that. Alright, now we have fruitcake. And this originates in Egypt, actually, fruitcake. So, while people rarely show any excitement around the fruit-laden cake these days, they were a real treat in the times of the yore. The cakes actually have origins in Egypt and were later annotated by the Romans as they conquered parts of Europe. So those cakes were just about as dense and long-lasting as the brandied fruit-studded cakes of today. Ugh, I can't stand fruit cakes. So Egyptians placed cakes of fermented fruit and honey on the tombs of their deceased loved ones so that they'd have something to munch on in the afterworld. So Romans took similar cakes into battle, made of mashed pomegranates, and barley. Christians went into the Crusades with honey cakes. That sounds really good, actually. It does. Alright, fruitcakes are everywhere no matter how hard you try to avoid them. They're there. They're always going to be there. Now we have caroling. So caroling actually began as the Germanic and Norse traditions of wassailing. So wassailers went from home to home, drunk off their asses, that's literally what the article says, singing to their neighbors and celebrating their good health. Well, except for the hangovers. Ugh. The traditional wassail beverages was a hot mulled cider, spiked with alcohol or fermented. Now we have mistletoe. So, mistletoe was considered a magical plant in Europe, especially among the Druids and Vikings, and holds significance in Native American cultures. So, mistletoe is no modern quirk of Christmas. Even Romans partook in fertility rituals beneath mistletoe. Not everyone took it that far, though. So mistletoe stood as a neutral ground for feuding Norse tribes who laid down their weapons in order to negotiate beneath the sexy peace plant. The sexy peace plant. Kind of like that too. I don't know. Maybe not. So, where'd I go? Okay, the Druids thought it could protect them from thunder and lightning as well. I didn't know that. So whether you've got the urge to make out, hide from a storm, or talk it out, beware, mistletoe is super poisonous. So the plastic variety is a great substitute, or make it out of paper or fabric to keep your furry and or small loved ones safe. That's true, yes, very, very, very true. So mistletoe, you can actually buy it. Now the wreaths. So the Romans loved wreaths and decorated everything with laurel. And this also has, roots and origins in Egypt. So that's where everything came from, was Egypt. Isis giving birth to the Horus by virgin birth tomorrow. So that's where it all came from. Now where'd I go? Okay, the wreaths. So So holly, ivy, and evergreen are the more popular modern options today, and each one actually does hold very important significance. Egyptians didn't have evergreen, so they used palm fronds to celebrate winter solstice, which I love. Christians love holly because the red berries symbolize the blood of Christ and the pointy leaves symbolize the crown of thorns. However, the advent of holly decor was around long before Christianity. Pre-Christian pagan groups believed that the Holly King did battle with the Oak King. They also thought holly could drive off evil spirits. So yeah, it is the mock battle that you will see people performing. It's a mock battle, the Holly King and the Oak King, and obviously the Oak King has to die because it is wintertime. So we have that. So I love the mock battles. You can find them on YouTube. It is seriously amazing. It's really interesting to watch. So, let's see where I go. Romans, of course, were into laurel wreaths, but laurel was not easily procured throughout the northern reaches of the empire. Instead of laurel, they used evergreens. So, this Christmas, no matter what your beliefs are, smile knowing that it has come from a long line of traditions, much older than we have been typically told. Traditions that celebrate bounty, survival, and unwinding. Just make sure you end up on the nice list, unless naughty is your thing. So that's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. I mean, I like it. I like that, the Christians and the Catholics actually, keep our traditions going. They keep them all going for us. So, I think that's pretty interesting. Very interesting. Alright, guys. So yeah, Jesus wasn't even born this month at all. Had nothing to do with him. So yeah. But alright, guys. I think that's all. So yes, that is it. I had to just pop on for a little bit, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So happy Yule. Still going till the 27th. Merry Christmas to everybody that celebrates. Happy solstice. Happy holidays. And I love you all very much. Sounds like something's breaking. It's probably my fat ass on here. But anyways, I love you all the way from Venus all the way back down. There we go. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And it's La Santísima Muerte's Day too. How synchronistic. So alright guys, I love you all and I'll see you guys tomorrow.